I think it is important that you guys do know the beginning of why you're all sitting here. I started this new job in 2020 at a church, which I now call the Matchmaker Community. But Carson worked hard. Carson was my faithful Wednesday night leader, faithful in a sense of coming every Wednesday to tell me about his brother. But I wasn't interested in Cory only because we passed by each other on a Sunday too many times. So this one Sunday, I'm watching Cory on stage from the back of the room, and I looked at him. It just hit me. I just looked at him, and the weirdest thing, I just knew, like, that's my husband.
Colossians 3 verse 17 says, "And whatever you do, whether in word or deed, do it all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him." Today, we celebrate the covenant of marriage in that very spirit, giving thanks to God the Father through the Lord Jesus Christ. God, in his sovereignty, has brought each and every one of us here today. He has brought Cory and Crystal to this very moment. Certainly, we are celebrating two becoming one. We are celebrating these two people saying "I do" to one another today. But above all, we are celebrating God who made this day a reality in the first place.
This is where most best man would get up and tell you how influential their brother was to them. Well, I'm not much of a liar, so we're not going to get anything like that tonight. Cory was always the different brother growing up in the Scheenstras household. As our mother would say, he was the nice one in the family. A couple of years ago was the first time I met Crystal. As we got to know each other, I thought to myself, wow, this girl would be perfect for my brother. At this point, it had been years since Cory had brought anyone home or had had a serious girlfriend, and I was starting to get worried. All joking aside, I'm very happy for you too. I was starting to think this day would never come, but here we are. Crystal, you have yourself a great man. He is kind, loving, kind of patient, God-fearing, and has a great heart.
It's just a first look of makeup and hair. Me? I'm a little bit nervous. Yeah, are you? Right now?
All these colors and sounds, they got me out of my mind.
Okay, just turn around.
It's like we're racing the clock and running out of time.
They look pretty.
You look gorgeous.
Watch the outside burn like an effigy. We can live right here like a memory. Let the pulses run, our hearts are beating fine.
Holy.
Let's forget about the strange world for a minute.
Whoa.
Got upside down, took the long way around for the feeling.
You wrote a book?
Yeah, the city lights are in our head, but we don't have to leave this bed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Got published too.
Strange world for a minute.
Love must be sincere. Hate what is evil, cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor serving the Lord. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. Cory and Crystal requested that this short sermon revolve around the theme of service. And service is about to take on an entirely new tone from this day on in your lives. Because as anyone here who has been married for a while can attest, there is no service like the service of marriage. There is no service like serving the one that you know best.
I am so glad you both found one another. Thinking back now, through the years, there were so many roads that led you to Cory. Through ministry, your jobs, and now present your present job and church. You had your list of things that you would love to have in your future husband, and I think Cory has exceeded all of those things.
How did you feel laughing there about it?
Let's forget about the strange world for a minute. We got upside down, took the long way around for the feeling. Yeah, the city lights are in our head. We don't have to leave this bed. Forget about the strange world for a minute.
I've never met another person that I am constantly inspired by. You use your God-given gifts to connect with people in such a way that it draws them closer to Jesus and be challenged, but in the most genuine, purest of ways. The joy and the laughter that you bring to any situation is one of my favorite things about you. Cory, I just want to let you know that you found a true gem of a wife, and it's a true honor to be such a part of a beautiful day.
On this day, Cory, Crystal, you are saying to one another, I commit my life to serving you. Not for a season, not for a period of time, but for as long as you both shall live. And that's tough. That is entirely unique. There's no walking away. There's no, I'm not really feeling this right now. There's no, I need a change of scenery. There is you, and there is your spouse. And the calling of marriage is to serve one another in love, no matter how difficult things may be. Through both the highs and through the lows, the peaks and the valleys, the trials and the tribulations. Even perhaps especially when it feels like the final thing that you would like to do. Husbands and wives are called to serve one another in love. The trick to maintain the fire, to maintain the zeal, to keep up the spiritual fervor is to focus on the one you are serving. Lord, you want this to happen. You want this day to happen. You want these two to become one. That is your will. I invite you to face one another, hold hands, stare deeply into one another's eyes, not into my own.
All right, well, before Crystal takes the mic, I just wanted to say thank you to all of you. We love all of you guys, and you've just made this day so special for both of us. Mom, Dad, thank you for everything. John and Timmy, thank you for raising such a beautiful daughter, just inside and out. And Crystal, you look absolutely gorgeous tonight.
Cory, do you take Crystal to be your wife? If so, please say, I do.
I do.
I hear the calling down in my bones, so I'm following where my arrow goes. No one knows what the future holds, so I'm following where my arrow goes, following where my arrow goes.
Crystal, do you take Cory to be your husband? If so, please say, I do.
I do. Thank you guys all for coming. I am just in awe of how beautiful everything is. It looks beyond what I ever even thought my wedding or people around me's wedding would look like. So again, thank you all for being here, and thank you, Carson, and all of the other people who planted seeds, watered it, and now get to see the harvest.
Calling down in my bones, so I'm following where my arrow goes. No one knows what the future holds, so I'm following where my arrow goes, following where my arrow goes.
It is my pleasure to introduce to you for the very first time Mr. and Mrs. Cory and Crystal Scheenstras. Cory, you may kiss your bride.